Students, and welcome in the online session of Class 7 Science, Chapter 7 Weather, Climate and Adaptations. Students, in the last session, we have completed the topic Weather and Climate. Now, today we are going to discuss about adaptations. And in adaptations, we have to study two regions. One is polar region and other one is the tropical rainforest regions. So, let's start with the climate and adaptations topic. Students, climate is the average weather pattern of an area for a long period of time. Okay, climate does not change daily. Climate is decided on the basis of a long time study of weather. Okay, now we are finding a relation between climate and adaptations. Okay, every area has its own climate. So, does the climate affect the plants and the animals which are present in the area or not? Right? Suppose there is a very hot climate area. So, in that hot climate area, the animals which are living and the plants which are living, they might have some different type of changes in their body due to which they can live there. If an animal is living in water, so that animal has some special changes in their body which help them to live in water. Okay, like humans cannot live in water 24 hours, they cannot live in water. Like fish can, but humans cannot, because fish have some special characteristics in their body, some special changes in their body due to which they can live. So let us now study adaptations. Okay, climate helps the animal to survive due to adaptations, right? Animals develop adaptations in their body due to which they can survive in a particular climate. Now, adaptation is the change in an organism that helps an organism to survive in the surrounding. Any change in the body of the animal, any extra development in the body of the animal helps the organism to live in the environment. For example, you can see the picture here. Here, this insect outer skin is of green color and brown color. Green and brownish shades are present on the body. Now this color helps the animal to hide in the environment, right? Because branches are of brown color, leaves are of green color. So this animal can easily hide in the environment and its enemies cannot see it. So these are the changes which help the animal to survive in the environment, to live in the environment properly. Okay, so adaptation is a trait, is a trait that helps an organism to survive in its environment, right? So it is that property, it is that trait, it is that change which helps an organism to live in the environment. Like in the second picture you can see here, a polar bear is shown. A very beautiful picture is this, right? So you can see that the bear is in two colors shown here. This is white color and this is brown color. Students, the bears which are living in the snow areas, they are of white color. But the bears which are present in the forest areas, they are of brown color. Okay, so it shows that the change in the organism. Okay, now when the bears are present in snow areas, they have white color on them, they have white color fur on them. Now this white color fur protects this bear and help to find its prey also. So this is a change, and this fur also keep the body of the polar bear warm. Okay, so this change in the organism is helping the polar bear to live in the snow areas. Fine. Now this brown color bear which are present in the forest areas, it help also because now this brown matches with the tree colors, right? So it also helps them to hide in the forest areas. So these are the changes which help the organism to live. Okay, so what we conclude, that adaptation is the change in the body of the organism which helps the organism to live in a particular environment. Okay, now living things are adapted to the habitat they live. Means living things adapt themselves. Adapt means change themselves according to the habitat. Now what is habitat? Habitat is the living place of the organism, the place where the organism is living, the place where the plant is living, the place where the animal is living. That is called habitat. So living things change themselves according to the place where they are living. Okay. Now let us see the next slide and find out what we have to do next. In this chapter, we are going to learn about two such places where many animals adapt. So, in the chapter now, adaptations, we have to study two main areas of the earth. So, the first one is the polar region area, and the second is the tropical rainforest area. Okay, in this session today we are only going to cover the polar regions, tropical rainforest in the next session, but these two areas we have to study. Now see this picture, students. Here you can see all around there is only snow and snow and snow. Everywhere white color is shown. This area is the polar area. This is the polar regions. You all know that earth has two poles, right? One is here north pole and here is the south pole, and on north pole and south pole very less sunlight is present, so these areas are very cold. Both the areas are very cold areas, extreme cold areas. Now you see, when everywhere there is only snow, okay, how a organism can survive? It is very difficult for humans to survive in these areas, but still you can see some animals, some plants are present in the areas. Why they are able to survive in that place? It is because of some changes in their body which help them to live in that particular area. So we have to study about the polar areas and tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest, you can see the second picture now. It is a type of forest. Okay, the name of the forest is tropical rainforest. These are the forests which are present in the tropical areas. Further, when we will study it in detail, that time I'll tell you the meaning of tropical. Okay, so this area means forest area. One, you have to study polar areas, polar regions, and other one is the forest areas. Okay, so these two areas we have to study, that which type of animals are present in these areas and how they have changed themselves to live in these areas. Fine. So let's move on to the next slide and see the polar region first. Okay, so first we are taking the polar region. Polar region represents as extreme climate. Okay, there is a very extreme climate in the polar areas. Very extreme means everywhere there is snow and snow. Maximum means topmost type of cold is present there. Okay, very cold, very cold. The temperature is, students, minus 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, minus 37 is a very low temperature. Fine, we cannot tolerate the temperature below 5 degree or 10 degree, right? Now when you use the ACs, you keep the temperature of the AC at 17 degree, 18 degrees Celsius, not below than that, because that much is only tolerable, that much cold we can tolerate. But minus 37 is very, very, very low temperature, right? That's why water also gets freeze here, and everywhere you can see snow. Okay, so animals there have adapted themselves to that particular weather, but still you can see in the second picture that animals can be seen here. So how these animals are able to survive, to live in this cold area? You can see here penguins, you can see here polar bears, they are living in these snow covered areas only. So now we have to study that what are the special things present in their body, what are the special changes in their body which help them to live in this extreme climate. Okay, in this very cold climate, how they are able to live. So one by one we will study both the animals. Okay, so let us first study about polar bears. Fine. In this session, we'll cover only polar bears, penguins in the next session. So let's start with the polar bears. So this is the picture of a polar bear, you can see. Right? Very beautiful animal. You can see complete white color, fur is present on the whole body, and it looks so cute, like a soft toy only, right? So polar bears have a white fur present on their body. As you can see in the picture, there is a white fur present. Okay. Now, this fur makes it easier for them to hide in the snow. Now, fur is also white color and snow is also white color. So, when white matches, so this polar bear can easily hide in the snow areas. If some enemy comes, polar bears can easily hide, right? And they can also save them from their predators. Fine. Now, in the same way, it makes it easier for them to catch their prey. Suppose now they are very hungry and they have to eat something. So, naturally, they have to kill some animal, right? So, the animal which they will kill and eat is the prey, is called the prey. So, they can hide easily in the snow, and whenever their prey will come, they will quietly then attack on the prey. Okay, so this is also one of the advantage of white color fur, that they will hide and then they quietly attack the prey and kill, and then they can eat them. Fine. Now, third very important thing is that polar bears have two layers of thick fur on them. This fur which you are seeing, students, here, there are two layers of thick fur on them. Now, just see this diagram. See, this is the guard hairs shown. This is the structure of their skin now. Fine. This is the structure of their skin. Just a diagram to make you understand. So there are very small hairs present on them. Below the hairs there is the dense under fur. Okay, there is two coat of fur present. Fine. Outermost there is guard hairs. Then below the hairs there are fur layers. White color fur layers are there. There are two layers, right? Then below the fur there is skin of the polar bear, and below it there is a blubber, right? There is a blubber, means a fat layer. This layer is made up of fat, which also keeps the body warm. Okay, fat gives us energy and keeps the body warm. So there is a fat layer, then skin is present, then on the skin there is two layers of fur present, and then guard hairs are present. That much protection is there on the body. That's why they can survive in this much cold area. Okay, so they have two layers of thick fur present on them, then guard hairs are also present, then a fat layer is also present under the skin, which keeps the body warm. Fine. Now let's move on to the next slide and see. Polar bears move very slowly and rest a lot, okay, so that they do not get overheated because of their thick fur. Okay, they do not run, they just walk slowly, and they take rest also. Why is it so, children? Okay, you see, I'll give you one example, that when you run, there is lot of heat production, energy production in your body, and you feel very hot, right? You get sweating and you feel very hot. So in the same way, now polar bears have a thick fur on their body. If they will run, what will happen? In their body more heat will be generated and they will feel very hot. So to avoid the overheating, okay, to avoid the overheating, they move slowly and they take rest only. Fine, this is the reason. Now, polar bears often swim on warm days. If the temperature is little high, if it is a warm day, it is a hot day, suppose, then they, in the picture you can see that polar bears are swimming. So, on a warm day, a polar bear can swim also, so that they can keep themselves cool. Fine. Now, the paws of the polar bear, very important now. Paws, you can see in this picture now. These are the paws, children. These are the paws, right? Feet, okay, these are the paws of the polar bear. They are very large. You can see the thickness, it is from here to here. So they are very large in size. So paws of the polar bear are large and wide. Wide means broad. And these help the polar bears to swim also, as well as because of these paws which are broad, these polar bears can easily walk in the snow. Okay, if the paws will be of this much size, suppose, then what will happen? In the snow the paws will go down and the polar bear will move in the snow. But when there is more area of the paw, this will not go down in the snow. Fine, more the area, less will be the pressure. So due to these broad paws, they can easily walk on the snow. Okay, now let us see the next slide. Polar bears can swim underwater as well, because it can keep its nostrils closed for a long time. Polar bears can easily swim, right? And the polar bears can keep their nostrils, the nose, the holes in the nose, they are called nostrils. So they can keep their nostrils closed while swimming. Okay, and in this way they can swim very easily. Now the polar bears, they have a strong sense of smell. You can see here what the polar bear is doing. Polar bear is smelling a plant, right? So they have a strong sense of smell also. And from a long distance, they can understand that there is some prey nearby, and then they hide and then attack on the prey. So they have a strong sense of smell. Fine. Now in this picture you can see that polar bears have some points are written regarding polar bear. Polar bear have small heads. They have powerful jaws. Okay, their jaws, their teeth are very powerful. They have black color nose. They have black color tongue, and small flat tails also. They have a small tail also. And in together they have 42 teeth in their mouth. How many teeth, children? It is 42 teeth, right? So let's move on to the next slide.
It's a summary sort of thing. Now you can see that a polar bear has thick white fur. What is written in the first point? They have thick white fur on their body, as you can see in the picture also. So what does thick fur do, children? This thick fur helps it to blend into the snow. Blend means to mix in the snow. That means they can hide easily in the snow, and this fur also helps them to keep warm. Okay, these are the functions of the fur. That fur helps them to hide in the snow as well as keep their body warm. Now polar bears have thick rough sandpaper like paws. Again here the paws are shown. So they have very thick paws. They are rough in nature like sandpaper, and this helps them to walk easily in the snow. Okay, this helps them grip the slippery ice. So polar bears do not slip on the ice. If we will start walking on ice, we'll slip, but polar bears no, not, because their paws are very rough. They are not slippery, they are very rough and thick, and that's why they can easily walk on the snow. Then polar bears have strong legs also. Polar bears have strong legs. This legs helps them to swim also and to walk fast on the ice water, means snow. Okay. Then polar bears have an excellent sense of smell. They have a very good sense of smell. They can smell very easily. So because of a strong sense of smell, they can easily identify where their prey is. And then they can walk and attack the prey and can get the food. Okay. Now, polar bears can run 20 miles per hour. This is the speed of running of the polar bears, 20 miles per hour. Okay, and they can swim 26 miles per hour. This is the speed given of the polar bears. So, this was all about the polar bears. Now, let us have a look on the summary. So, what we did today, we learn about adaptations, means the changes in the body of the organisms which help them to live in the environment. Then we understood what are polar regions. Okay, tropical rainforest we'll do in the next session, and these penguins also in the next session. Today we have only covered the polar bears. Okay, so this was all we have done today. In the next session we'll meet, children. Till then, you read the books, read the chapter, and stay home and stay safe also. Okay, goodbye.